The United Nations' long-standing efforts on climate change gained momentum with the Paris Climate Agreement, which was adopted in 2015 and entered into force in 2016. Signatory parties to the Paris Agreement are announcing their goals of becoming climate neutral by mid-century. Türkiye took significant steps in contributing to the global fight against climate change by ratifying the Paris Agreement in October 2021 and subsequently pledging to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2053.
It is from this perspective that the Shura Energy Transition Center presents the study that explores the role of the power sector in the transition to a totally decarbonated Turkish energy system.
According to the study results, it is possible to achieve the 2053 net zero emission target by maximizing the integration of renewable energy sources into the system and increasing energy efficiency and electrification levels in end-use sectors and sustain economic growth at the same time. How? In this study, it is assumed that the Turkish economy will continue to grow, while the production shifts towards higher value-added and less energy-intensive products and sectors. According to the model results, with increased energy efficiency and electrification, the final energy demand in 2053 will be close to 2020 levels. The study shows that energy efficiency is one of the key drivers in decarbonizing the entire economy. The main pathways of increasing the energy efficiency in transport sector is through increasing the share of electric vehicles, whereas in tertiary sector, it is through the use of energy-efficient equipment and heat pumps. In the residential sector, energy savings are ensured by building renovations, increased use of heat pumps, and energy-efficient home appliances. And finally, in industry, energy efficiency is increased through electrification and a shift to less energy-intensive sectors and processes. Another key finding of the study is that renewable energy resources in Türkiye will be able to generate sufficient electricity to reach the net zero target. By 2053, the electricity system will rely heavily on variable, renewable energy sources like wind and solar power. The total share of renewable energy in electricity generation will be able to reach 90%. In 2053, the total electricity demand will reach approximately 1,000 terawatt-hours, 29% of which will be used for the production of green hydrogen and other e-fuels. Hourly simulations indicate that the system can deliver the demand requirements even under load stress conditions with the help of flexibility options. Between 2020 and 2055, an annual average of $15 billion USD worth of investments in the electricity sector is required to reach net zero emissions. 62% of the total investment amount will be for the installation of new power plants and energy storage systems, while the remainder will be required for the extension and improvement of transmission and distribution lines. As a result of the investments, energy import dependency drops from 69% in 2020 to 9% in 2053. Green hydrogen and other e-fuels will play a crucial role in the decarbonization of the transport and industrial sectors, which currently rely almost entirely on fossil fuels. Almost 80% of the demand for green hydrogen and e-fuels is projected to arise from transportation and industry sectors by 2053. In the net zero 2053 scenario, total carbon emissions peak in 2025. With the rapid phase down of the coal power plants, total carbon emissions decline by 37.2% in 2035 compared to 2025 emission levels. Much of the decline in the total emissions is driven by the power sector, which transitions from fossil fuels to renewable energy. Delaying immediate action in decarbonizing the energy sector makes achieving Türkiye's net zero target by 2053 significantly more challenging and poses considerably higher implementation risks. Delaying the energy transition due to various impediments increases Türkiye's cumulative emissions from the power sector by 46% and cumulative system costs per ton of CO2 reduction approximately by 34% in 2053. It should be stressed that the power sector constitutes the backbone of economy-wide decarbonization to achieve net zero emissions. Therefore, the work towards energy transition should start today in order to achieve the net zero emissions targets.